The following is a presentation of the Game Time Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Diamond from the campus of Motlow State, right here in beautiful Tullahoma, Tennessee. This is Motlow State Bucks baseball. And now it's game time.
Yes, indeed, folks. It is game time. I'm Jay Harper. Game Time Sports Network. It's doubleheader day here at Motlow State as the Bucks will complete their three-game series up against the Columbia State Chargers. I'm Jay Harper. Glad to have you along on a beautiful Saturday here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. The Columbia State Chargers and the Bucks went through a 4-hour, 9-inning marathon yesterday. It was indeed a home run derby. 13 home runs, 7 home runs by the Chargers, 6 by the Bucks. 2 guys hitting grand slams, 2 guys hitting 2 home runs. It was indeed, the ball gets in the jet stream here, and it will fly. We'll see if we will have more of the same here today. Columbia State comes into this after yesterday's victory, a 19-6 conference record, and 24-15 overall. They are led by their longtime head coach, Desi Ammons, and he is assisted by Augie Gallardo. Let's go ahead and get to the starting lineups for the Chargers. Pretty much the same as yesterday. One change at catcher. Let's get to the lineup. Leading off, it's their designated hitter, Julian Richards, who had a homer yesterday. Ashton Kemp, the center fielder. And make that the left fielder, pardon me. I can't even read my own writing. Ashton Kemp, the left fielder, batting second. Holden Warmoth, he had a homer yesterday. He's batting third and playing short. Jordan Akins in right field, batting fourth in cleanup. John Carter at first base, batting fifth. Isaac Schaefer's the center fielder. He bats sixth. Kerry Allen Burke, he is at second base, and he is batting seventh. Sam Smith at third base, batting eighth. And catching today, it's not Jax Nichols, it is Russ Lambert. Jax caught that 9-inning marathon yesterday, so Russ in there at least for the first game of this doubleheader behind the plate. Noah Taylor, he will be on the mound for the Chargers, and we'll get to his stats at the bottom of the inning. For the Bucks, they will be led, of course, by Dan McShay, their head coach, John Reese Gilmer, the assistant. Coming into this game after yesterday, the Bucks are 5-17 in the conference, 16-22 overall. The Bucks, they will be sending Jack Roberts to the mound in this first game. Jack, a 9.97 ERA, 2-4 on the season. This will be his 8th start, his 9th appearance overall. 43 1/3 innings coming into today, with 34 strikeouts and 35 walks in that 43 1/3 innings. Behind the plate, who else? It will be Alejandro Rodriguez Gallo, the Iron Man. That dude catches, I think, every inning that the Bucks play. He is pretty versatile and durable behind the plate. As we get ready to kick it off, again, a doubleheader day here on the Game Time Sports Network. Actually, we have 6 games on the Game Time Sports Network today. Simultaneously, at this moment, the Motlow State Bucks softball team, Janice Maury and Company, they are across the road up against the Southwest Tennessee Lady Salukis, led by their longtime head coach, my bud, Keith Gentry. So that game going on that you can watch right here on the Game Time Sports Network. And also in Cleveland, Tennessee, Cleveland State softball. It's a doubleheader there as they are playing Chat State today. So a lot of action going on the Game Time Sports Network. And again, all of these games part of doubleheaders. So we've got a triple doubleheader happening on the Game Time Sports Network. And you can catch all of the games right there on our homepage. They are streaming right now on the streaming players. And you can also find us on the individual links for the Cleveland State games and the Motlow State games. If you scroll down a little farther on the homepage, in case you're interested, you can kind of see what games we're covering going forward. We're getting to the pretty much the end of the regular season in the TCCAA. So the season almost at a close. But we are here to bring you as much action as we can as we get ready to get this first game underway. The Chargers of Columbia State and the Motlow State Bucks, a 24-23 game yesterday. One of the craziest games that I've been a part of in quite some time. So now let's go ahead and get started, as Julian Richards, the DH, will now take his spot in the batter's box for the Chargers. And the first pitch from Jack Roberts is a called strike. Julian is a freshman, went to Rossview High. A number of players on this Columbia State team from Rossview High School out of Clarksville. We've seen Rossview players all across the state that pretty much, any school that you see in the JUCO ranks, they more than likely will have a Rossview player on the roster somewhere. Jack Roberts pitching from the windup, of course. The pitch now to Richards is high. And missing high and inside there. And out to left field for a leadoff hit. So Richards, the leadoff single to left field, will bring up Ashton Kemp, the left fielder for the Chargers. Ashton, a freshman from Rossview High School out of Clarksville. And the first pitch from Roberts, missing up a bit. Ashton hitting .263 on the year, 4 homers. Missing outside. Kemp will be followed by the shortstop Holden Warmoth. From the stretch now, Roberts delivers, and it is a strike to Ashton Kemp. Ashton with a double and a single in yesterday's slugfest. And the pitch high from Roberts, and that is a base on balls. So 2 runners on already in the top of the first. That does bring up Holden Warmoth. Holden, one of those players that hit 2 home runs yesterday. Also had a single and a double. Warmoth, a redshirt sophomore from Covington, Tennessee. Swing and a foul ball that everybody's chasing and just can't quite get to it as it is out of play. This time of day, the way the sunshine hits the scoreboard here, the scoreboard impossible to see. It's totally washed out by the direct sunlight out there. The pitch from Roberts is a strike. Outside corner. That is launched out to left field, and it hits the base of the fence. Bases loaded after the long single. Nobody out. So the Chargers are lining up for a big inning here as they bring up the cleanup hitter with the bases loaded. That is Jordan Akins, the right fielder. And it's a strike. Jordan, the top batting average on the team, hitting .445. And 11 home runs on the year. He hit number 10 and number 11 yesterday. Bases loaded as Jack Roberts delivers from the windup and fouled down the left field line. And the ump looked like he was about ready to raise that right hand, but nothing doing. And that gets through. 2 runs are going to score. So Akins with a 2-run single to left field makes it a 2-0 game here in the top of the first. Now it's the big first baseman for the Chargers, John Carter. Carter with a triple yesterday. And it didn't mean to swing. And they get the out there. So both runners advance on that. I mean, it was almost like a sacrifice bunt, if you will, advancing both runners. Isaac Schaefer, the center fielder, will step in now for the Chargers as he looks at a first pitch ball. Schaefer will be followed by the second baseman, Kerry Allen Burke. And this is Kerry Allen Burke, the second baseman for the Chargers. The pitch missing inside. Gets the outside corner for the strike. And a big cut there, coming up empty. Burke to be followed by the third baseman, Sam Smith, if he can reach. And he does. So we've loaded the bases once again. That was a problem in yesterday's game. Getting the two outs and not being able to close out the inning. And then the Chargers striking big. The second walk of the inning for Roberts as Sam Smith will step in. The first pitch, low. And gets the strike call. Bases loaded, two outs as Roberts once again from the windup with the bases loaded. And that a called strike, the second strike. Russ Lambert, the catcher, is due up next. And it's a strikeout. The first one of the day for Jack Roberts for the third out. We'll move to the bottom of the inning on the Game Time. Mikael Murra will get us started as he swings at the first pitch from Noah Taylor. Noah, a lefty freshman from Spring Hill, Tennessee. A 6.44 ERA on the season, 3-2 record. This is eighth start of the year as Murra lifts one to center field, and it is hauled in for the first out. Andrew Fulmer, the batter. Getting back to Noah Taylor. Again, this is eighth start, 43 1/3 innings of work on the year. 43 strikeouts in those 43 1/3 innings. Fulmer steps in. He had a homer yesterday. And it's a strike call. Fulmer to be followed by the third baseman, Nick Causey. And a strike. With Fulmer's homer yesterday, he has 19 on the season. One of the leaders in that category in the TCCAA. And the out is recorded at first after the ground out. Nick Causey, the batter, the third baseman for the Bucks. Nick's batting average slipping just a little, but still most would love to have a 382 average. That's what Nick brings to the game with 10 homers. And that is a single out to left field. That will bring up the cleanup hitter. That's Bennett Kaufman. Bennett hitting .307. He's raised his average a bit. Yesterday it was 299. 13 homers on the year. One of the team leaders in that category behind Murra and Fulmer. Murra with 20 bangers. And the lefty delivers, and it is fouled off. Noah Taylor, the pitcher, is that somewhat three-quarter sidearm delivery. And down on strikes goes Kaufman for the third out. The Bucks coming up empty in the bottom of the first as we move now to the top of the second inning. Jack Roberts delivers the first pitch, and Mikael Murrah tracks it down to the batter leading off this inning. As that was Russ Lambert, the catcher. So he flies out to center field. We're back to the top of the order already. Here's Julian Richards as he hits one out to center field. So Murrah collecting the first two outs here of the top of the second. Ashton Kemp, the batter. He looks at a first pitch strike. And Murrah collects all three outs. So 3 flyouts in a row. So Jack Roberts with an easy inning in the top of the second. As we move along now to the bottom of the inning with the Chargers up 2-0. We now begin the bottom of the second inning. Cameron Vessels gets us going here, and he looks at a first pitch strike. Noah Taylor, the lefty, delivers, and a swing and a miss for strike 2. Vessels, 298 average coming into today, 10 homers. And that caught out in right field. Jordan Akins making a circus catch. It's time for the Iron Man, Alejandro Rodriguez Gallo, the catcher. Popped out to right field. It's foul, and chasing it is Akins, but he can't catch up to it. Missing inside.
You were on it, bro.
Swinging through and a miss. Oh, mercy. That looked way outside. This umpire, I guess, has a pretty generous outside strike zone. Gallo goes down on the strikeout. Charlie Kapp, the second baseman, the batter. First pitch swinging for a strike. Charlie, man, he's really raised his average. 352 on the year, 5 homers, 22 RBI. That pitch high. The pitch from Taylor, fouled straight back. And I believe that actually a woman had a cup right on the ledge there in front of the netting, and it knocked her cup off the ledge. Lifted out to right field. And the catch is dropped by Akins. He can't make the catch. In all fairness, the sun may have played a role in that, but an error nonetheless as Kapp reaches. So that'll bring up Axel Dysholm. That's the first time we've seen him in this series. He's the left fielder. And he drops down a pretty bunt. But the play is made for the third out. We'll move to the top of the third now on the Game Time Sports Network. And it's a strike call on the batter, Holden Warmoth. Waiting on deck, it is the right fielder, Jordan Akins. Warmoth, he singled to left his first time up and fouled back. A nice solid hit, a double in the gap in left center. So Warmoth, 2 hits on the day, a single and a double. Brings up Jordan Akins. Our camera's getting a beating here. We're going to change those out and put them in different locations for Game 2 as the wind is giving us a little trouble as that is popped up. Foul ball, of course. So we'll find some steadier locations for the camera placement in Game 2, so just bear with us. That pitch up and out of the zone from Jack Roberts. Missing high. Akins, he'll be followed by John Carter. That fouled out of play. Fouled again. Akins, a freshman from Rossview High. "11 homers on the year. He hit number 11 yesterday, 47 RBI. Runner on second. From the stretch, Roberts, a long look over at second, and he loses Akins on the walk. There's a little bit of a collision there with Akins, does Gallo, but it's all good. So Jordan reaches on the base on balls. Third walk of the day by Roberts as John Carter. Now the batter with 2 runners on. Nobody out with Warmoth at second, Akins at first. Nice scoop by Rodriguez Gallo behind the plate. Carter down on strikes. The second strikeout for Jack Roberts. As Isaac Schaefer steps up to the plate. And it's a first pitch strike. Two runners on, and the pitch is fouled out of play down the right field line. Coach McShay stepping out of the dugout to have a chat with his pitcher. No activity in the Bucks dugout. So again, this just perhaps a way to give Roberts a little bit of a breather and pep talk at the same time. It's a base on balls now. The walk to Schaefer brings up Kerry Allen Burke. He walked his last time up. Bases loaded. Roberts trying to work himself out of trouble. And the strike. Burke stepping in, and from the windup now, it is the pitch from Roberts is outside. Three balls and one strike to the Chargers' second baseman. That's hit in shallow center, but the speedy Murrah able to come in and make the catch. The throw just a little bit offline, so a run does score after tagging. That will make it 3-0, but the out is recorded. Cam Smith is the batter. Struck out his first time. Russ Lambert, the catcher, waits on deck for the Chargers. Big cut. Coming up empty. And that just clipped Smith, so a hit by pitch will load the bases once again. And bring up the Charger catcher, which is Russ Lambert. Coach Ammons having a bit of a conference with his catcher, Lambert, before he steps up to the plate. Roberts giving out of the jam with the strikeout, and that takes us to the bottom of the inning. Dylan Coppy, the batter, as the bottom of the inning. The bottom of the third gets started. Dylan, the right fielder. And he looks at a strike. Dylan coming in, hitting .346. He has certainly popped his average up here lately. Big grand slam yesterday. Check swing and fouls it off. Dylan, the number 9 hitter, Mikael Murrah, waits on deck. Staying alive with the foul tip. The 0-2 coming from Taylor. Misses outside. Waved at it, couldn't make contact, down on strikes. Back to the top of the order with Mikael Murrah. He flied out to center in his initial at-bat. And coming up next will be the shortstop, Andrew Fulmer. First pitch high for a ball. Murrah leading the team with 20 homers and also one of the conference leaders behind Nolan Sargent in home runs. Nolan, the second baseman with Cleveland State. A lazy fly ball to right field for the second out.
All right, boy. Let's go. Yeah.
Andrew Fulmer, the batter. He grounded out to shortstop. If he reaches, it'll be Nick Causey, the third baseman. Taylor delivers, and it is a swing and a miss. Taylor, with that three-quarter sidearm delivery, also throws across his body, hides the ball pretty well. Pitch kind of hard to pick up until it's on top of you. And there's a strike. That ball's carrying, and it carries out of the ballpark. It's another home run for Andrew Fulmer. He now tied with his teammate Mikael Murrah for 20 round trippers on the season. And that will make it a 3-1 ball game. It is time now for Nick Causey. His turn at the plate, the Bucks' third baseman. Nick with a single, his first at bat. He looks at a ball. A 2-out homer for Fulmer to get the Bucks on the board. And a strike call. Noah Taylor, pretty good control coming into the day. He had more, I believe he had more walks than strikeouts, but he's controlling the ball well. Here is Causey. Shoots one out to center field for the inning to continue. His second hit of the day. Bennett Kaufman will try to redeem himself after the strikeout, his first at bat. And boy, he can, he's a tying run. And of course, Bennett, we all know he can drive one over this short fence here. And he's trying to do just that as he swings through the first pitch. Kaufman up to .307 batting average, 13 homers. Swing and a miss for strike two. Lifted out to center field. That one's going to stay in the park. And it is hauled in for the third out. We'll move to the top of the fourth on the Game Time Sports Network. The leadoff batter, Julian Richards, at the plate. And just missing. Hit over to first base, Kaufman and Roberts, and they call him safe. Kaufman pitching it to Roberts. And it looked like he was there before Richards got there, but the ump saying otherwise. The batter, Ashton Kemp. Ashton flied out his last time up. The pitch up in the zone by Roberts. Holden Warmoth due up next. The shortstop for the Chargers. The pitch up and away in the zone. That pitch skips past Rodriguez Gallo. It's a rare occurrence. And the pitch gets past Causey at third, so another run will score. 2 runs make it in. It's a 2 RBI double. Warmoth, his third hit of the day, his second double. And a strike. Jordan Akins, the batter, he has singled and walked. And a foul straight back. Hit over to Kaufman at first, but foul. Warmouth at second as Roberts delivers from the stretch. And apparently that got Akins on the foot as he's hopping around, but does take his base over to first. John Carter, the batter. That's the second batter that Roberts has clipped. Carter's grounded out and struck out. The pitch from Jack Roberts swung on as Carter fouls it away. It's a strike. We do have someone warming up in the Bucks bullpen. Carter staying alive with the foul. Another K for Carter, so we now have Isaac Schaefer back up to the plate. He's grounded out and walked. Another hit batsman for Roberts, and that loads the bases. Kerry Allen Burke, the batter. Oh, mercy. And he hits another batter. And that will bring in a run as Burke is hit. So 2 batters in a row. So Roberts just seems to have lost much of his command. That'll make it a 6-1 ball game. As Burke being tended to a bit. He looks like he's going to be okay. He's going to stay in to run. As Sam Smith, the third baseman, who's also been hit by a pitch today, he steps in now. And now here comes Coach McShay. And I think we are indeed going to have a pitching change here. We'll see who is coming in. It appears that Landry Baker making his way from the bullpen. He saw some action yesterday in the marathon. Landry coming in. We'll get you some of his stats here real quick. His 15th appearance coming in today, 20 innings of work. He's actually started a couple of games. 14 strikeouts in his 20 innings. He's given up 6 homers this season in those 20 innings. And I believe he gave up a couple yesterday, but gosh, the balls were really flying out of here yesterday in that 13-homer home run derby that we experienced yesterday. So we'll step aside here while Baker takes his warm-ups. Stay with us on the Game Time Sports Network. Landry Baker will now face his first batter with the bases loaded. Sam Smith fouls it down the third base line. Smith struck out. He was hit by a pitch. Four batters hit by Bucks pitchers today. Causey can't scoop it up. So it is an infield hit as another run scores. Get him on, get him over, get him in. That has been the MO today for the Chargers. Russ Lambert now the batter. Right back over to Cap. They try for the double play and complete it. That gets us out of the inning and moves us to the bottom of the fourth on the Game Time Sports Network. Cameron Vessels leads us off in the bottom of the inning. And he looks at a first pitch strike from Noah Taylor. Noah's pretty well been cruising today. He's only allowed 3 hits, one of which that Fulmer solo homer. It's a doubleheader day here on the Game Time Sports Network. Actually, it's a triple doubleheader. We've got 2 Motlow State softball games going on right at this moment. Scott Chasteen across the road handling the play-by-play there. And Vessels down on strikes. At last look, Southwest Tennessee was leading Motlow State softball 5-4. The catcher, Alejandro Rodriguez Gallo, now the batter for the Bucks. First pitch swinging, fouling it away. Alejandro, he struck out his first at bat. Charlie Kapp waits on deck. Oh and 2. We'll do it again on the 0-2 count to the Bucks catcher. The pitch high from Taylor. The pitcher Taylor with 5 strikeouts thus far. One of those Ks to the current batter. And now another strikeout as Gallo goes down for the second time today. 2 outs. Charlie Kapp will step in. Charlie reached on an error earlier on a fly ball to right field that Akins couldn't handle. And I do think the sun played a role in him dropping that ball. Axel Dysom, he waits on deck. The left fielder in game 1 for the Bucks. A strike call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Bucks second baseman, Charlie Kapp. Two. And another strikeout. 3 strikeouts in a row to retire the sides in the bottom of the 4th. The top of the 5th inning underway in just a bit on the Game Time Sports Network. It's Jay Harper. Join me and Nashville radio legend John Bozeman, known as Johnny B, as we gab about all things radio, entertainment, and music in the Circling the Drain podcast. We share stories and experiences from our more than 90 combined years of being in the biz. Yeah, we're old. Come along for the ride. You never know where it may take you. It's the Circling the Drain podcast, available every Wednesday morning on all podcast platforms. we are already back to the top of the order for the Chargers with Julian Richards. Every time I look up, this guy's at the plate. He's got a couple of singles thus far today. Ashton Kemp waits on deck. Landry Baker still on the hill for the Bucks. First pitch just misses outside. Catches the plate there to go 1-1. Right back up the middle for a single for Richards. His third hit of the day. That will bring the left fielder Ashton Kemp up to the plate. Ashton, another one of those Rossview high players. 263 average when the day started, 4 homers, 23 RBI. Richards leads the conference in stolen bases with 36. He is at first base. So I'm sure Baker will certainly be keeping an eye on him. Fouled straight back. Missing low. From the stretch, Baker delivers, and that is socked out to right field, and Copy lays out, can't come up with it. A heck of an effort. They hold the runner at third, and the ball gets past Gallo, but there is Baker backing up home as the pitcher should. So good fundamentals from Baker in his defensive responsibilities. Copy with a heck of an effort, just can't quite come up with that line drive out to right field. Two runners in scoring position for Holden Warmoth, and Holden, he clobbers one out to left field. That's going to score a run. In fact, that looks like it may score two. And they do have Warmoth hung up, and he is tagged. But 2 runs do come across. Warmoth doing his job to make it a 9-1 game. Cap and the umpire out there having a extended chat. I don't know if it was friendly chit-chat or otherwise. Jordan Akins, the batter. Bases cleared after Warmoth knocked in a couple, so he has a single, but he was thrown out trying to get to second. Good awareness from Rodriguez Gallo behind the plate. And there's another single for Akins, his second of the day. John Carter back to the plate. First pitch outside from Landry Baker, the pitcher coming in relief of Jack Roberts for Motlow State. Baker changing speeds, had Carter out in front. Carter has grounded out and struck out a couple of times. The strike call. Carter hitting .324 at the day's beginning. He has lifted 12 over the fence. No surprise when you're as big as this guy. 6'6", 245 from Milan, Tennessee. The pitch from Baker is fair. And the long throw by Causey is a strike at first to get Carter for the out. Nice play from Nick Causey, which is par for the course with him over there in the hot corner. Isaac Schaefer, the batter, he was hit by pitch his last time up. He looks sad. A first pitch strike from Baker. If Isaac can reach, Kerry Allen Burke will be the next batter as he waits on deck. From the stretch, and low. Akins down at second base. That goes back up the middle. And Akins brings across the 10th run. It's a double for Isaac Schaefer. Burke, the batter, as he looks at a pitch that's low from Baker. Scott Chastain has wrapped up the first game of Motlow softball against Southwest Tennessee. The Bucks coming back with a walk-off, a 6-5 win on a walk-off home run by the Bucks. So congratulations to Coach Janice Morey and, Coaches Morey and Macy Ham for that victory over the Lady Salukis. Game 2 will, of course, get started over there momentarily. Just fouled. The 2-2 pitch now with 2 down coming from Landry Baker. And down on strikes goes Burke to retire the sides. The bottom of the 5th coming up on the Game Time Sports Network. Axel Dyson, he is the first batter in the bottom of this inning. We are here in the bottom of the 5th now, as the Bucks find themselves on the wrong end of a 10-1 score. Swing and a miss. And that pitch outside from Noah Taylor. He's been pretty well cruising so far. And down on strikes goes Dyson for the second time today. Dylan Coppy. He steps in now, the Bucks right fielder. He is strikeout victim on the day. Over to the second baseman, and he promptly delivers. That's Burke. Over to Carter for the out. And that will bring up the top of the order with Mikael Murrah. Mikael, he has been kept in check today. Thus far, he has flied out a couple of times. And the off-speed missing. There's a strike. And another strike. Murrah to be followed by Andrew Fulmer, who is responsible for the lone run for the Bucks with that solo homer. And it's the rare strikeout for Murrah as he goes down for the third out. The top of the sixth inning is where we're headed on the Game Time Sports Network. Landry Baker once again taking the mound for the Bucks. And the first batter he sees is the Chargers third baseman, Sam Smith. That hit foul. Another foul ball. Pulled foul. The pitch from Baker, and it's another hit by pitch for a Bucks pitcher. That's the second time that Smith's been hit today. The Chargers have been hit by a pitch 5 times in this game. It's a first pitch strike to Russ Lambert, the Charger catcher. It's an 0-2 count on Lambert. Nobody out. Runner on first. That's Sam Smith after he was plunked with a pitch. Lambert waiting on the off speed. We'll do the 0-2 again. Baker from the stretch. Good looking pitch, but just off the plate. Another foul. The appeal says he did not go around. 2-2 count on the Charger catcher, Russ Lambert. Julian Richards, who seems like he comes up about every inning, he's waiting on deck. And another foul ball. Here comes the 2-2. And fouling it away again. Kaufman chasing it, but it is just out of his reach. We'll do it again. This time, Lambert wins the battle as he sneaks it out to left field. The Chargers threatening. Runners at the corners, nobody out, and the top of the order up. Julian Richards, he's got 3 singles on the day. From the stretch, Baker, and trying to snap off a breaking ball, but it slipped out of his hand. Oh, that goes right back off of Baker. A run does score. So a hot shot right back to Landry that got him on the shin. And he's hopping around a little bit here, as you can see. He's waving off Coach McShay, but they're still, of course, going to check on him. I'm sure they'll let him take some warm-up tosses. Richards with his 4th hit of game 1. He's nodding that he's okay. Probably have a nice little bruise there at some point. Nobody out, and Ashton Kemp, the batter. 2 runners on. That's lifted, popped up. And Cap comes up with it for the out. No one can advance on that. Holden Warmoth, he's got 4 hits on the day in 4 at-bats. The first pitch skips in there for a ball. This game, not the home run derby we had yesterday. The wind not gusting like it did yesterday. There's a first strike. Some of those shots yesterday, though, the wind, they were not wind-aided, let me tell you. We had some real rockets launched out of here yesterday by both teams. Warmoth gets into one. And as soon as I mention it, it's a 3-run homer for the Chargers shortstop, Holden Warmoth. That makes it a 14-1 ball game. Holden, the dude's a hitter. He had 2 home runs yesterday, 2 doubles yesterday. And now his 5th hit today is a home run, a 3-run blast to go along with 2 doubles and 2 singles. It doesn't get any easier with this guy at the plate, Jordan Akins. Still just one out. This is a 7-inning game, but the way things are going, it may end in the bottom of the 6th. That'll come up when the Bucks come to bat. There's a strike from Baker. Akins has 2 singles, a walk, and he was hit by a pitch, along with 4 other of his teammates. Big John Carter waiting on deck. Down on strikes. Baker with the strikeout of Akins. It's the first time he's been retired today. John Carter, he's grounded out twice, struck out twice. He now the batter. And that is a rocket out to left field. And it looks as though that is going to be it for Baker. Warming up, coming in from the bullpen to pitch for the Bucks is Jack Satinoff, which is a bit of a surprise. This is the first time Jack will take over the pitching duties for the Bucks. He has not pitched this season, so I don't know. Perhaps Coach McShay just saving some of his relievers in what is obviously a blowout here in the top of the 6th inning with a 13-run deficit. So we'll see what Satinoff can pull off as he will take the mound for the Bucks. So stand by. We'll get going here in just a bit on the Game Time Sports Network. Jack Satinoff on the mound for the Bucks for the first time this season. And he will be facing Isaac Schaefer. First pitch misses. Schaefer, he was hit by a pitch. He's walked. He's grounded out. That skips past Gallo. So Carter able to make it into scoring position. Three and 0. Kerry Allen Burke is the on deck batter. So it's a 4-pitch walk. Kerry Allen Burke, the batter. He too hit by a pitch today. He is walked and flied out. And also had a double. Looks at a first pitch strike from Satinoff. The 1-1 pitch coming up now with 2 outs. Hit foul down the third baseline. One ball and 2 strikes. So Satinoff a strike away from giving the Bucks out of the inning. Launched but foul. And Gallo able to keep that in front of him as the count goes even at 2-2. With 2 runners on and 2 outs. And that pitch misses. Well, pardon me, I guess it was a full count. This umpire is not demonstrative at all with what the count is, as though it's some deep, dark secret. So we've got bases loaded with Chargers once again, and it's a first pitch strike to Sam Smith. Four runs have crossed thus far this inning, this half inning for the Chargers. That is lifted out to center field and drifting under it. to make the catch is Murrah to retire the sides. The bottom of the sixth inning on the way on the Game Time Sports Network. Andrew Fulmer leads us off and takes a big hack, comes up empty on the first pitch. After Andrew, it will be Nick Causey. Andrew accounting for the lone Bucks run with a home run. And the pitch from Noah Taylor, who has gone the distance thus far for the Chargers. He's on the mound, and there's been no activity in the Columbia State bullpen all day. Strike call. That pushes Andrew off the plate. Fouled back. And it's another foul. The 2-2 pitch now from Taylor. And it's a rare strikeout for Fulmer. One away. Nick Causey now coming to the plate for the Bucks. Nick has a couple of singles today. And a foul from Causey. One ball and two strikes on the Bucks' third baseman, Nick Causey, with Bennett Kaufman waiting on deck. And Causey gives it a little bit of a ride out to right field, but there is Akins to track it down for the out. Bennett Kaufman is the batter. I got a piece of the catcher and the umpire on that foul tip from Kaufman. Missing inside. Should Kaufman reach, we'll see Cameron Vessels, the designated hitter. That's a fair ball. The throw gets past Carter, so Kaufman does manage to reach. So we will see Cameron Vessels. Cameron Vessels, again the designated hitter. And if he reaches, it will be Alejandro Rodriguez Gallo, the catcher, as he's on deck. The strike from Taylor. A breaking ball. And that will do it, as we will conclude things here after 6, as the Chargers come up with another big victory, 14-1. That your final. We will, of course, take a bit of a break and then come back at